Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Wednesday. It's a beautiful Wednesday. Wanted to take some time to thank you all for the support that last Wednesday's video got, as we're trying to shed some light on what's happening on this planet and ultimately make it a better place. And we're doing it together, and the support for last video really showed how together we are in all of this. So really means a lot. And today's video is going to be something similar, and why awareness is going to get us through these challenging times. So here's what I mean by that awareness. Now, obviously, we are seeing some things come up that maybe have been there for a while, and we have just kind of turned a blind eye to it, or maybe we weren't really realizing the magnitude of the situation. And what ultimately happens is when you bring awareness to a topic, that's when open discussions can happen. So obviously, if there has been child trafficking going on for a long time and we've been turning a blind eye to it because we didn't see the magnitude of it, now that we are starting to raise our awareness to what's actually happening, we can figure out steps and working together to correct that issue that's been going on for decades and centuries and potentially even millenniums. And obviously, this is huge with the Black Lives Matter movement as well. When it comes to Black Lives Matter, there are cities or groups of people who have been suppressed for a long period of time. And maybe some of us didn't really realize the impact of that. And the whole premise behind Black Lives Matter is to raise awareness toward a social issue that's been happening for quite a long period of time. But really, I'm not going to come at this from a political standpoint. I'm not going to come at this from a any sort of bias type standpoint, because really, what awareness comes from is truth. And I think one of the biggest things we have to realize when it comes to awareness is that where we're getting our information from isn't telling the whole story. And here's what I mean by that. We're relying on news media to get our information in regards to what's happening in our cities, in our communities, and across the country as well as across the globe. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter what news outlet you follow, frequent, or prefer. Unfortunately, they're only giving half the story. So when it comes to getting half the story, that's not raising awareness toward the issue. What that's doing is that's pushing a narrative that isn't going to help fix the issue. And this is where we have to have awareness as people, because these situations have been there for a long time. It's clear that they've been there for a long time, or else there wouldn't be so much built up tension between two different groups of people. Now, when it comes to reaching a conclusion or reaching a mutual understanding, you have to actually get down to the root of how somebody feels, and you must first seek to understand, right? So you want to understand somebody's point of view. And unfortunately, these news media outlets are pushing agendas where it's only one-sided. And when it becomes one-sided, there isn't any room for open discussion. It makes it, this is how it should be, that's it. Because you never hear the other side of what's going on. You're only getting one side of the narrative itself. And I really want to talk about this topic and treat this like an open forum, because awareness is something that's going to help put our planet on the correct path toward unity, toward getting better as a collective and creating a better culture for everybody to live in, and more understanding for each other and where we're coming from in our backgrounds, what we're looking to accomplish. And awareness is huge when it comes to that. And it's not just awareness on certain issues, it's awareness on all sorts of information. Because you can't look at one side of information and just accept it as 100% truth. You have to look at all sides of information and being open to this information. And when you're open to this information, that's when you can have an open discussion as a people and come together and correct an issue that has been facing our societies for a really long period of time. So this idea of awareness is absolutely huge, especially when it comes to the Black Lives Matter movement. Another big one is the whole defunding police thing. I think if we had all the information from all possible sides, we could come to a fair conclusion with potentially a reform in regards to the police force. But again, what it's going to take is it's going to take awareness of information from all sides and being open to information from all sides. Because if you're not open to information from all sides, you can't come together as a whole and plan to fix a problem, because it's not going to be fixed that way. It has to be fixed from understanding, and it has to be fixed from within. So you have to seek to understand first from all possible points of view. And then once you understand that, then you can have an open conversation in figuring out how you're going to correct that issue. So I wanted to shed some light on this idea of awareness, because if we can all have a little bit more awareness on the topics that are facing today's society, ultimately we can come together to correct these and create a better planet for each other. So let me know what you guys think. Drop some comments down below if you have some ideas of how we can potentially come together as a whole and correct the issues that our planet is facing right now. And also let me know if you agree with this. But other than that, I do want to thank you guys so much for the support and raising awareness toward what's going on in this country, because we are all one at the end of the day. And we're going to get to a point where this too shall pass, and we're going to become stronger because of it. So I'm thankful for the support. If you guys did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Other than that, hit that subscribe button. It's down there. Smash it. It's beautiful. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday. Peace and love.